So the question is, you want to know what was the inspiration behind the Trinity? All right, so excuse me, the Trinity is provocative and controversial. I know, so I'm gonna answer your question. I'm answering your question. Just hear me out first. I'm gonna answer it because it goes deeper. So when I was growing up in middle school, whatever like that, my first writer really I liked was Langston Hughes, and a lot of my early stuff um was like poetry. And I dabbled in plays a little bit like that, and then I get introduced to William Shakespeare. You know, Shakespeare is pretty much introduced in all literary fucking educational curriculums in the United States. You really pretty much can't miss him. So I was learning about that, so I get introduced to Romeo and Juliet just in class, and then a girl that was in my class that I was cool with, she introduced me more into Shakespeare, and she introduced me to Hamlet. Hamlet was the business for me. I really like Hamlet. Like I resonated with the characters. Like I remember Claudius, Gertrude, Hamlet's mom, who was like the Queen of Denmark, Ophelia, the daughter of Polonius, and I liked Reynaldo too, the servant to Polonius. Um, so Hamlet was influential because after I read it, I was going through a situation with my stepfather and whatnot, and then Hamlet like inspired me to end my situation I was going through with him. So I feel like I think about maybe like I say a month or two after I read that book, I think that's when I pulled the gun out on my stepfather and made him stop abusing me as a kid. So I seen the result of that. And fast forward a little bit to now. Um, that's like the backstory of it, as far as like the plays and shit. So once I started developing more into my writing, like now, I'm a Revo. So the thing is, I like to look at art and I like to make it better for the people, like better than what it originally was. I like to revolutionize things. Anything I touch, anything that's artistic, I'm trying to revolutionize it to make it better. I want to be able to do shit that's never been done before. So I never wrote like plays before. That was like one thing. Yeah, I can write poetry. I can, write short stories. I can write scripts and screenplays and shit like that. But it was like the plays and shit that is something that was interesting to me. So I just went back to like my childhood shit, you know, and right around that time, I was getting like into a lot of like debates with like Christians and shit like that, talking about the Bible because I felt like the Bible was written by William Shakespeare. That's my belief system. If you look at a lot of the stuff that's in there, I feel like it was written by him because the Bible was published in like 1611, and Shakespeare was the rawest fucking writer at that time. And and people are reading the King James version of the Bible. King James was an actual person. Everybody know Shakespeare was cool with him. I think they changed the Bible, and Shakespeare was the writer. So it was like all of that conflict. So I was like thinking in my head, like, okay, I'm gonna write a play. So I wrote the play out, and then the play was like straight. I liked the play and everything. It was totally different. It had the religious element to it. It had the tragic element to it. And I felt like it was better than Hamlet. And not to be talking shit about Shakespeare. Shakespeare is a cold motherfucker. But the Trinity I felt was way better than Hamlet. Because I really go into situations like this to go deeper into my writing process. I really like to point out if we're talking about plays or we're talking about anything, I'm gonna ask people like, who was the best who ever did that shit? Right? So they'll say like blah blah blah. But in this instance, they like Shakespeare is the best playwright, ever, what I mean, in the history of literature. So I'm like, all right, then bet. So I'm studying Shakespeare again. So my thing is, it's a challenge to me creatively to be able to look at the best and try to outdo the best that ever did it. Even if I don't even do it like, even if I don't be better than Shakespeare, I'm like in that realm of I'm getting close. And a lot of writers, they write different than me, so they write to please the audience and shit. But I write to show the audience something different that they never seen before. So the Trinity came about through that. I wanted to be able to do something that was never written ever before as a play. And then I started thinking, like, you know what, I'm gonna go further. So I took the play and I put it into a musical instrumental. Somebody gave me an instrumental. I was like, I'm like weaving it together, putting it together like that. It was difficult, but I like mastered it. And then I played like all three characters inside the play, which has never been done in the playwright. No author has ever played the characters that's inside his play, and then also changed it from a play into like a musical composition. So I was looking at that and I was like, you know what? That's what the fuck I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do it just like that. And then there you have it. Then you have the Trinity. Every soul is composed of both the beauty and brutality of nature. God whispering in your ear on one shoulder, Satan whispering on the other. This is a daily spiritual confrontation with the three most powerful entities in the universe: God, man, Satan.
Who do I love? Who do I trust? All I am is a man, flesh and dust. Who will hold my hand when times get rough? When the pain and sorrow is just too much. When I'm drowning in my tears, who will give me their breath? Rescue me before I reach my death. I looked in the eyes of death before, and Lord, I don't wanna cry no more. I ain't got time to cry. I ain't afraid to die. I ain't afraid to sit in his fucking chair and cry. I fear no man, I trust no woman. I won't cower in the face of no human. Betrayal drug my faith through the mud. Why have a heart when it can no longer love?
My son, please don't lose your sight, cause after the darkness comes my light. I felt your pain, I seen your misery, but still, you have to keep your faith in me.
Is it fair to say that you forsaken me? Now you expect me to have faith in thee? Look at this life that you given me. Your life is something that I never seen. Trust isn't a given, it has to be earned. And faith ain't blind as far as I'm concerned. Who do I love? Who do I trust? All I am is a man, flesh and dust. Who will hold my hand when times get rough? When the pain and sorrow is just too much. When I'm drowning in my tears, who will give me their breath? Rescue me before I reach my death. I looked in the eyes of death before, and Lord, I don't wanna cry no more.
I hadn't forsaken you, seen what I've given you, the breath of life, a free will to choose. But it was you, my son, that strayed away, and the pain you feel is the price you pay.
Now wait a fucking minute, is he really your father? Then why the fuck you didn't protect your daughter? If you fall to your knees and worship me, I promise I'll love you unconditionally.
My son, be patient, don't listen to Satan. He's a liar, a snake, a deceiver of nations. You may feel like I've abandoned you, but truth is, I never stopped loving you.
He's no Messiah, he's a fucking liar. If that is what you seek, I can take you higher. I can give you all that your heart desire, and I will spare you from the lake of fire.
Who do I love? Who do I trust? All I am is a man, flesh and dust. Who will hold my hand when times get rough? When the pain and sorrow is just too much. When I'm drowning in my tears, who will give me their breath? Rescue me before I reach my death. I looked in the eyes of death before, and Lord, I don't wanna cry no more. Mama taught me to have a forgiving heart. The only heart I have now, sparks in the dark. I've grown far apart from the ones I once loved. Now I can't help myself from holding this grudge. You seen what that trifling bitch did to me? Had the audacity to have another nigga's baby. And you say that I should forgive her? There's gotta be somewhere in scripture that says I can kill her.
I know you still love her, it shows in your pain. And if you kill her, yeah, you will burn in the flames. You have to think about your son and daughter. You can't kill their mother over being dishonored.
Bullshit, you have to stand and be a man. Put this Glock in your hand, let's talk, kill that hoe. I know this is sin, but come on in. Revenge is the only way your pain will end.
Who do I love? Who do I trust? All I am is a man, flesh and dust. Who will hold my hand when times get rough? When the pain and sorrow is just too much. When I'm drowning in my tears, who will give me their breath? Rescue me before I reach my death. I looked in the eyes of death before, and Lord, I don't wanna cry no more. That's what I'm I'm talking about. I'ma snort a quarter ounce, breaking that bitch house, and blow her motherfucking brains out.
What about those 2 kids that enjoy sleeping on the couch?
I'ma put the Glock in their mouths and squeeze the trigger. Now God, I love you, but Satan's got a point. Now that I think about it, he does have a point. Love made me blind, but betrayal made me see.